George Stoller, and you are watching Mary Jane News. We met with co-founder of DCMJ, Adam Eidinger, who's an accomplished cannabis activist. He planted hemp seeds on the DEA's front lawn, passed out thousands of joints on Inauguration Day, and is actively fighting for the federal government to legalize marijuana and reschedule the plant from its current Schedule 1 status. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm sitting down with Adam Eidinger. Could you give me a little bit of an education? What is Initiative 59 versus 71?
So Initiative 59 was really the first initiative that passed in Washington, D.C. to legalize medical marijuana in 1998. And it was brought forward by members of the ACT UP community. ACT UP was a radical gay, lesbian, transgender, queer liberation organization. In D.C., we had the highest AIDS rate in the country in the 80s and early 90s. So many of these AIDS patients were using cannabis to hold down the medicine and to not get nausea, which is one of the key side effects of their medicine. And the whole city sort of rallied around this tragedy and collected the signatures, got it on the ballot, and then Congress, seeing that it was going to be on the ballot, in our budget, forbade us, said we shall not spend any funds to reform marijuana laws. So litigation, which was also spearheaded by the Marijuana Policy Project, succeeded. I think it was about 9 months later. But Congress had already said at that point, it didn't matter. You would not be able to enact it. And that Barr Amendment stuck around until 2010. 2010 to 2014, a window opened that said, basically made it possible for DC to start writing its own marijuana laws again. And so then we started to see council members introduce perfect tax and regulate legislation in the DC Council. But then the establishment in the DC Council was like, no, we're not going to pass. This is too much. So rather than withdraw our initiative from the ballot, which quite a few elected officials were telling us to do, I said, we're not withdrawing anything. We've got polling in the Washington Post says we're at 63% for legalization. Why would we give up now? You guys should have passed it. So at that point, it was set. The mayor got her on the record, the incoming mayor, that if she's elected, she would uphold the initiative. She did. And she wagged her finger and she said, I am the duly elected mayor of Washington, D.C. It's my job to uphold the law, and this is the law.
What is going on this year for you?
Okay, so DCMJ was, like everyone else, a little bit surprised by the outcome of the presidential election, which doesn't bode well for us because our top priority is to remove a budget rider to the DC budget that prevents us from writing new laws regarding marijuana called the Harris Amendment. It was put there right after we legalized. So we're stuck in 2014. Our laws have not been updated since. We need to update for social use, we need to update for delivery, we need to update for home growers being able to sell their excess. There should be a way to do that. First step, let's do something legal that's very bold. We can give away marijuana again. That's bold, it's legal. So we picked a spot as close as possible to the US Capitol building that was on DC land, not federal land. And there were 8 of us that were giving away joints. And one by one, we were getting arrested. After about 3 hours, tons of social media, 50 different reporters were there and TV crews. It was ridiculous how much press came. It ended because there was no one left who wanted to give away joints. They had seized about 800 joints.
Is that disheartening for you, or is that just more confusing? Is there genuine concern for you and your movement?
There's definitely concern. I mean, the public is not screaming for marijuana to be a top priority. It is like one of the lowest priorities. We have violent people in our society. Focus on that. We have jails to put violent people in. Focus on that. But that's hard work.
What are words of encouragement, or rather inspiration, for people out there that are looking to help join a movement? They're not in DC, but they want to help contribute to this cause.
Look, all politics is local. You really should focus on your local government. And once you know everybody in your local government, then focus on the next level of government. Support them. Every time that you want them to do something for you, you have to do something for them. And that will make you more and more friends. So the best way for cannabis activists to advance their cause is to make friends with these policymakers, to not write them off after the first no, Instead, to keep coming back. And if they really ignore you after a year or two, run for office yourself.
Well, thank you so much,
You're
Adam,
welcome.
for the work that you're doing, and may we legalize and deschedule marijuana. For more on Adam and the DCMJ movement, check out dcmj.org, and for more Mary Jane news, hit subscribe, my babes.